Hey guys, welcome. If you don't know me, my name is Gia and I'm a vegan bodybuilder. I'm not a professional YouTuber, I don't post videos on a regular basis, but I do post videos when I get questions on Instagram or Snapchat or Facebook that are way too long for me to answer there. I also just use YouTube as a platform to share some other pieces of content like recipes, especially around how I get my vegan protein or just things that are hopefully helpful for you guys. All of the content that I post is based on questions and requests that I get from people. So if you have anything that you want to learn about or have any questions for me, just put it in the comments below and I'll make sure to read it. I am trying my darndest to keep up with YouTube notifications and all the social media notifications. This is not my day job, so I might be slow to respond, but I'll try to get to you soon. Anywho, today what I'm going to show you guys is protein, very high protein, vegan pancake that I've been using. I'm using the measurements that I used to make the last batch that I made, but I'm going to switch it up just a little bit because I feel a little bit cinnamony today. So let's go ahead and get started. First things first, I always start with my wheat gluten. I've been using, you'd see it probably in my other videos, I was using Bob's Red Mill, but I get mine off of Amazon just because it's cheaper that way in the quantities that I want. Bob Red Mill, for whatever reason, didn't have the 4-pack, so I started using this guy, and it's the same macros. If you guys can see, I think it's like 23 grams of protein, 4 grams of fat, 0 grams of fat, 4 grams of carbs, 0.5 grams of fat, and 23 grams of protein. Say that 10 times, Kia. This is where I get a lot of my protein, guys. So I'm starting with my wheat gluten. I have half a cup. This is a 4th cup measuring spoon. I'm just going to go ahead and put that in the bowl. Can you guys even see this? Go ahead and put that in the bowl there. I am doing 1 teaspoon of baking powder. 1 teaspoon of baking powder, guys, just because I want mine to rise quite a bit. You don't have to do this much. Baking powder, if you're not familiar, does get activated when it gets introduced to liquid. So this is the baking powder that I'm using. Quite frankly, I think it might be a little bit old, but it's still working. So next we have stevia. So I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of stevia, just because I wanted mine a little bit sweeter. I do buy the whole bag in the store. So that's 2 tablespoons of stevia. I am putting tapioca flour in there, only because I'm trying to use what's in my kitchen and I don't have regular wheat flour. The reason I'm adding tapioca flour, guys, and I got this I think from maybe 99 Ranch, but you can buy this in any other store. It'll probably be in a different package. But tapioca flour, what I did was, I think 2 tablespoons. The reason I'm using tapioca flour, guys, is just to break up the batter a little bit, because wheat gluten by itself can be pretty tough and really tough, chewy. So that's why I'm using tapioca flour. Again, you can use wheat flour. You can try to use any other flours. I'm just trying to get rid of what I have in the kitchen. Doing a video is hard, guys, because normally I like to sort everything out and have things clean as I go. But I want to make sure I'm being helpful for you guys. And a dash of salt. See, I didn't even have my things ready. A dash of salt. Bing, bing, boom, boom. Ooh. Before adding any of the liquids, guys, make sure that you mix the dry ingredients well first to make sure everything is just kind of well incorporated. This is going to be a serving just enough for me. You can make it in bigger batches if you wanted to. I'm actually going to go ahead and add some cinnamon in right now. Ooh, that's a lot of cinnamon, but I like my cinnamon. Just to get some additional texture and a little bit more volume, I'm adding in this puffed rice. I like it because it's really friendly in macros. For a whole cup is about 11 grams. It's not sweet, it's not super flavored, but it does add volume and that added texture, in my opinion. So I'm adding a cup of that. I'm gonna go ahead and mix that up. Now I'm going to add my liquids in. So this is the vegan milk that I have right now. You can use whatever milk you like. Coconut milk, almond milk, cashew milk. I have 3/4 of a cup in this recipe. So this is a cup measuring cup. So I'm just going to eyeball that to about 3/4 of a cup. And the thing that I like to do, guys, is if I have liquids that I'm going to add in, I'm actually going to mix it all together so that it incorporates as easily as possible. The next thing that I'm adding here is just a teaspoon of vanilla extract. I just use one from Trader Joe's. Look how beautiful that mixed together. And then the other thing that I'm going to add is my caramel stevia. I got this from Sprouts. Boop. And I'm going to mix that all in together first. And then put it into the bowl. Remember, baking powder gets activated when liquids get added. Don't mind my lack of manicure, by the way. Life is busy. So baking powder gets activated when liquid is added. So you're gonna want to give it some time to form those bubbles. And what you don't want to do is you don't want to mix it too much that you end up getting rid of those bubbles. So I'm going to let this puppy sit after just a little bit more mixing. And make sure you get the bottom because the wheat gluten can be stuck there. I know, it doesn't sound so pleasant. This is going to be a lot thicker than your normal pancake batter, but you shall see. Judge me if you like, but I always try my better. Because it's just a good indicator of how things are going to taste. So, I've been letting this sit. So my pan has been heating up at just under medium heat. This batter has been resting, so you can see that it's gotten quite fluffier. It is really thick, so you guys can see that. And the way that I don't actually use a lot of oil when I cook, and if I do use oil, what I will do, guys, is I will take our spritzer, spritz the pan just ever so lightly. I don't know if you can see, whoa, that's dangerous, how much I use or don't use. And then I will just take my spatula and kind of just swoosh it around and lightly coat the surface. I'm going to split this guy into half. And take one half and just, because the batter is so thick, you will have to press it down. I hope you guys can see this. You will have to press it down a bit. That's how it looks in the pan, pressed down. You're going to let that sit on that one side for maybe a few minutes. Let it sit definitely for at least a minute. And then check the underbelly, see how it's cooking along. Now I'm going to clean up. I can't stand all this mess. Okay guys, so now I'm just going to check the underbelly of this pancake, see how it's doing. I'm going to let it sit there for a little bit more. Who am I kidding? I'm getting hungry. I'm going to flip it. You can see it's pretty easy to flip. And we'll see how it turns out. I still have the other half of the batter. I may put it on a slightly higher heat. I'm getting so hungry. So now I'm going to check the bottom side of this pancake. And it's looking pretty good in my opinion. So I'm going to take it out. I'm going to cook the other one. And then I'm going to nosh and show you what the end result looks like. Here's a tip, guys. Just like regular pancakes, you flip the pancake when the edges have started to cook, and you can see that the bubbles are starting to really just hold form. With these particular pancakes, if you don't cook it long enough, it will be chewy and a little bit wet in the middle. So just make sure to let it sit. And I actually just like to poke at it a little bit and see if there's enough resistance. This is the kind of resistance that I'm looking for. But I am going to let it sit just a little bit longer. This is my second pancake. I don't know if I'm taking the angle correctly. But, yeah. So, now, I'm going to take it out with my bare hands because I'm crazy. Hot! That was hot. That was hot, 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 hot. This, guys, is the end result. These pancakes, not including the banana that I put, has 49 grams, 50 grams of protein, 39.7 grams of carbs, and 3.3 grams of fat. Can you see that? Can you hear my coffee? Ah! My coffee maker going. Nom 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 nom. This is what it looks like. I thought I'd give you guys a shot of the rice puff. Won't focus. The rice puff in there. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it has some great texture. It's a good thing I warned you guys that I'm not a professional YouTuber. I forgot to close out the video, and so I'm just recording this on QuickTime. Thank you guys for watching. I hope it's helpful. Like with all recipes, play around with it. Make sure that you love the texture. Make sure that you love the flavor. All that stuff is important to make sure that you're just always enjoying your food. Being mindful of what you eat doesn't mean you have to eat crappy, not so good tasting food. So play around with it. If this kind of information, these kind of videos are helpful for you guys or you like them, this is a style that's good for you, let me know by hitting that like button. If you want to see more content from me, hit the subscribe button. There's a notification bell somewhere. I don't know where it is, but you can click it. If there's anything else that you want to see, other recipes maybe that I try, or maybe there's just questions that you have, let me know. Just put it in the comments below. I will do my best to get to them. All right, guys, hope you're having a great day. See y'all.